singing an episode of This, That, and the Other. Got that bell. That's a bell. The Freedom Bell. When my parents worked on the campaign of Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter, and we were invited to the inauguration, and we went, obviously. Miserably cold there at that time of year in January. I think it was like January 20th or something of 1977. And the last half of the second grade, anyway, was, first I'll start off, was born in Off, Alabama. We lived here until we were like in Paxtonia, Florida. Yes, Paxton, Florida. Till we were about 1.5 years old. And then we moved to Topeka, Kansas. From kindergarten to part of third grade in Topeka Lutheran School, where we, they had chapel on Wednesdays. And no, we weren't Lutheran. Then it just got so expensive, so my parents put us down the street in a public school, which was just down the street, and we didn't have to we'd have to do the bus thing, so it was nice anyway. So anyway, yeah, and then when we were 12 or getting ready to go in 7th grade year, I think it was like in 81, then the 81-82 school year, I'm going to say, we went to Phoenix, Arizona. My dad worked there. He was an electrician. He worked at a power plant there. And then a whole year, well, half a year in Phoenix, then half in Glendale, Arizona, which is practically, everyone knows it's like a little area of the greater Phoenix area anyway, so. And then we went back to Topeka and for half a year. Then another half a year in a place I really did not like. Luling, Louisiana, which was not that far from New Orleans. I liked the New Orleans and the French Quarter. Did not like the school. The kids there were already kind of cliquish. They didn't like my sister and I. I don't know. Maybe because we were so quiet or something. They kind of always made fun of us. They were even like making fun and singing at us that song, "You Are So Beautiful to Me." Some of the guys did when we came to the lunchroom. I hate that song to this day. Can't blame the song, I guess, but I do. But anyway. Then we went back to Glendale, Arizona to finish off our freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. Then went back my senior year to Topeka, Kansas. So, I know, here, there, a little bit of here, there, and the other there. It's kind of like a little bit like my life later goes, moving around here, there. Yeah, so anyway, I know not everyone necessarily cares about my whole life story. It's all about the stories, or everyone's got one, but that's not necessarily what I want this whole thing to be about, right? So anyway, I had, when I was 14, well, let me backtrack. When we were in grade school, our parents got us a whole set of encyclopedias, like probably most parents do, right? And one of those encyclopedias was a book of poetry for all poems. Of course, it was kids' poems, I think, mostly. And that got me into poetry. So, when I started being like 14, I started writing poems. And I just have done it throughout the years, even though it has been a few years since I wrote one last. Through my adult years, I probably wrote the most poems. Actually have a poem site, and I will put it in the description later. And this is just one of my poems. I guess you'll find it on the site. You can actually just look up Rebecca Wiles and poetry or poems, and you could probably find There's Poem Hunter, I have some of them on, and then I have an actual site. And by the way, if you leave a nice little thing in the guest book, well, that would be nice. But you'll also see that people have been putting silly stuff in there. I can't get it out because I don't know the passwords or anything for a long time to get into that site. But it's still around. Still has poems you can read on there, and they're about any and everything. From stars, planets, dreams, children poetry, life poetry, everything. So anyway, nature, love, too. I think I even have political. Like I said, everything, right. Here's one. It was called Plight of the Florida Panther. Mysterious creature of the night, your silhouette captured by fading light, your cat-like grace prevailing, your saddened secrets telling of a time you used to roam in piney woods, your forest home. Now vanquished to nary a trace, to cypress trees and swamp-like space. Your legend now a bedtime story, no more vastness of territory. A phantom, a ghost is all we see, a slowly fading memory. Yes, I wrote that. Anyway, it's about as I said, the Florida panther that used to roam around this area. As a matter of fact, my aunt's late husband grew up, of course, was born and grew up like most people around here in this area, and was telling me one time about that you would be able, I mean, there were so many panthers at the time he was growing up, like I think in the 40s and 50s, maybe some in the 1960s, before the farmers and everyone shot them all dead and rounded them, sort of scattered them, further on. But he said you used to hear them going up and down the fence line, making their noise, their or whatever noise they make, panther noise. You'll still see them in the swamps in Central and South Florida, I think, mostly. Now, does that mean that you can't see any around here? I don't think too many people have, but you never know. There are black bears still around here, and that is rare. It didn't used to be. But even in Paxton, there are places like, where people have really a lot of woods around there where they've seen them. So, bobcat, of course, you can see around here. Foxes, skunks, of course, raccoons, your normal armadillos, opossums. Shouldn't have to, we know that, right? Thankfully, they don't get in anymore. Not for not trying, but they don't. So, anyway. And my favorite holiday is coming up. I know a lot of people thought she was going to say Christmas or Valentine's Day or... No, my favorite holiday's always been the same for a long time now, since I was about 16, 17. St. Patty's Day. I've read that down too. I have 43% England and Northwest Europe, 22% Irish, 11% Welsh, 10% Scottish, and 10% Swedish and Danish, and 4% French. So, just so you know how I'm put together, I guess. Yeah, and I had a few. Let's see. There's so many pictures here. Just a few pictures. I won't put all these pictures. One of the reasons I wanted to put this together today is because today, back in 1993, of March 13th, it snows every once in a while here. but usually not like that. I don't know if you could tell. Well, you can see that. And I don't think that picture's that clear, but you can see the snow, and that's the main thing. And here I am with my oldest son, even though he was only 3 at the time. Yeah, not that good of a camera probably took that pictures, but anyway. And oh, and the beaches around here. I don't know how well this is going. Yeah, of course it's not going to do it justice as it would, it, if you were here seeing it. It never does. I always like the white sand beaches that we get in the Gulf, that you don't get on the... Okay, pictures are falling. Pictures of my sister and I. Yes, we were twins. November 5th, 1968. And that's when I think we were like, yeah, I'm going to have to look. Spring of 1971. So, about 2.5 then. And we were about 5 or 6 here. I think it has the names or something. Yeah, it does. If I have my hands out of the way, it does. Oh, weren't we so cute? That was Burnett's Mound. I have another one in Burnett's Mound, if I can find it. Later, when we were like 4th grade, I think. Okay, I'm the one in the blue coat. I hate when it has that. Maybe it shows it better. I don't know. It's hard because it has sort of like a little shadow thing of it. Oh, maybe that's better. Okay, I'm the one in the blue coat. There. Beside me is Tracy Hatfield. My sister is there. And Kim James is the one in the white in the back. Burnett's Mound is, of course, in Topeka, Kansas. It was supposedly a long time ago when Indians still roamed the land, natives. There was a chief called Chief Bernadette, and supposedly he had he put a spell or whatever you want to say, prayer, I don't know, so that on this mound, where no tornadoes or anything could come. And then they had the really bad tornado of 1966 that was green. People said it was green. I don't know why. And well, the curse. I don't want to say it was a curse. It wasn't a curse. It was a blessing, right? But it obviously didn't last. It obviously ended after a while because the tornado came off of here. It started on here. So, I think that it was supposedly a blessing that if everyone stayed just so and it wouldn't happen. But, I don't know. I'm not really sure how it went. But anyway. And then we grew up with this pedal car. Oh, I really loved it. Of course, my parents eventually sold it, but I loved riding around in it. And just a few pictures here. I know not everyone maybe cares, but that's also, guess where? That's in Glendale, right outside our yard. That's me holding my beloved dog, Teacup, who had Scottish Terrier in it, Chihuahua, and Cocker Spaniel. There's a bigger picture of it. And I named it Teacup because when it was I first took her in, she came from our litter of puppies. She was small enough to fit in a teacup. Everyone says she looked like a black gremlin. I don't. She lived to be about 1.5 years old because my mom did not realize when she stuck her out in the yard that Oh, I'm going to forget what that's called now. Now, was a poisonous bush out there, that flowering bush or something. And she got a hold of it, of course. But anyway, she didn't know that, so. And yeah, a few more pictures. Because this is my this, that, and the other. This was, I think, around Christmas Eve of 1975. This was me. Okay, I gotta do it that way. We're in my aunt's trailer, and that's a picture of me, my grandpa too. I was 1975, so I had to be like 6, 7 years old or something like that. I don't know. And this was probably like a year later, at Christmas time, obviously, in our house on 2327 Indiana Street. I can say that now that I don't live there, right? And there, it also was there. This had to be, oh, I don't know, 1975 or 1976. This was us on our porch. Yes, we twirled around those poles a lot of times. That was, you can't see that, but he was a cute little blonde head boy who lived next door. So he even said to us one time, well, my mom said that, I don't really remember, but he also said to us one time that told us if we put on dresses, he would marry us. This is my sister Rhonda when she was in 2nd grade. And this is her making her silly, funny face. This she always made. She had a funny face village. Hi, my funny face. And then she had this, hey, or they always would go, hey. She was silly and nuts that way. But I guess we all did that. We were Swisters and Seabers and Squeebers. We had names like that. Even today, my son could tell me I have silly names for things. Like, I always say everything's gooch, which is a good thing. I only say that on good things. That's so gooch or Gucci or I don't know. I'm silly that way, I guess. But anyway, well, I will possibly get into more. This is already wow, I didn't know I was almost at 17 minutes. I mean, almost 18 minutes into this. I will at some point do more stuff, but just to say here, that's part of my stories of who I am. Of course, we are always able to change our stories at any moment, but there you go. Anyway, I wish you all a wonderful start of your week, and over and out.